Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, January 26th, at 11:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 698 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Scientists address myths over large-scale tree planting. Biden did not, in fact, remove Trump's Diet Coke button from the Resolute desk, White House clarifies. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow says McConnell caved on his filibuster demand during her Schumer interview. Hawaii GOP official resigns after party tweets, then deletes, support for believers of QAnon conspiracy theory. U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell drops objection to power-sharing deal with Democrats. 9 Houston officers charged, including one with murder, in probe of deadly 2019 raid. Donald Trump sets up office to push his former administration's agenda. 3 of Mexico's most powerful men have COVID-19. Capitol rioter apologizes to AOC for assassination threat, says he attacked Congress on Trump's orders. Trump opens his office of the former president in Florida. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Winter weather advisory until 4 p.m. for parts of Metro Detroit, periods of snow today, WDIV. Click on Detroit. Microsoft, AMD, BlackBerry, General Electric, Leon Black 5 things you must know Tuesday, The Street. Angry farmers drive thousands of tractors into New Delhi, The Associated Press. Schumer navigates landmines from the left and the right as he assumes top Senate job, CNN. Senators to be sworn in for Trump impeachment trial, CNN. Everyday activities are more dangerous now that new COVID-19 variants are circulating, expert says, CNN. Biden open to breaking his immigration bill into pieces, Politico. Rubbish covered lake brings to light Balkans waste problem, Associated Press. At least one dead after a large and dangerous tornado rips through Birmingham area, CNN. Google reveals North Korean-backed campaign targeting security researchers, Engadget. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. How Biden is erasing Trump's white supremacist legacy. State and local leaders push Biden to protect 30% of U.S. land, waters by 2030. 24 hilarious and surreal tweets about dumb food packaging. All the mouth-watering food you see in movies, that's someone's job. After Trump's execution spree, criminal justice leaders urge Biden to end death penalty. UN chief urges global alliance to counter rise of neo-Nazis. Nikki Haley hammered for plea to give Trump a break and move on. Disney to revamp Jungle Cruise ride to fix negative depictions of natives. Cuomo pays tribute to Larry King, he's a big reason why I'm in your face tonight. Presidential historian names the word that now defines Trump's place in history. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Woman gets new wheelchair thanks to athletes. Man charged in fatal road rage incident. Kansas City says no parade if team wins Super Bowl. Outbreak linked to classic wrestling tournament. Man dies after snowmobile falls through ice. Delivery driver finds baby abandoned by carjacker. Deaf cheerleader a hero to those around her. Woman donates kidney to her best friend, saving her life again. Help name MD Zoo's first penguin chick of 2021. Pehu, double-amputee dog, teaches kids kindness. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. As borders tighten worldwide, Brazil-based variant is found in U.S. How travel restrictions work. Dr. Anthony Fauci on working for Donald Trump. BlackRock's Larry Fink sets a bolder climate goal in annual letter. My Trump Recovery Program. Mask fights and a mob mentality, what flight attendants faced over the last year. Indian Farmers March set for Republic Day. Weather in New York City, snow, sleet and freezing rain. Democrats should act like they won the election. Mona Lisa is alone, but still smiling. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. AG nominee Merrick Garland to face questions over Hunter Biden probes in hearings. Football coach Joe Kennedy, a prayer sidelined me, here's why I'm still fighting to get back in the game. Hannity says Biden's policies will fail while media takes a cathartic vacation. Tornado rips through Alabama, killing one and causing significant damage. Biden says Democrats don't have votes to convict Trump. CBS places top TV station bosses on leave following accusations. Biden needs a quick win on COVID, with or without Republicans. CNN's Tapper asks Swalwell about how much contact he had with alleged Chinese spy. Roberts doesn't want to preside over Trump's second impeachment trial, Schumer. Live updates, Biden weighs in on Trump impeachment, says Dems won't have the votes to convict. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, January 26th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Super Bowl LV, familiar territory for Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, but both have eyes on what it will mean for their legacies. Defamation lawsuit, Dominion Voting Systems sues Rudy Giuliani for $1.3 billion. Tom Brady's parents had COVID-19 in September. It was a matter of life and death. Billy Gardell on what Bob Hart's Abishala provides to audiences, a tenderness that is missing right now. Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine works on variants, but plans booster for South African strain. Stimulus check latest, parents could receive monthly payments with expanded child tax credit. Chiefs starting tackle Eric Fisher to miss Super Bowl LV with Achilles injury. More than 375,000 target frontline team members to receive $500 bonus. Super Bowl 55, how many fans will be allowed to attend? Tom Brady is heading to his 10th Super Bowl, and that is so incredibly stupid. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Tearful Nadhim Zahawi reveals his uncle was killed by coronavirus before he could receive vaccine. Explosion above Saudi capital of Riyadh, days after missile targeting the city was intercepted. Devastated mother blames cannabis addiction for her daughter's suicide. UK's COVID death toll hits 100,000, as care home fatalities almost tripled in fortnight. Lorry crash sparks huge queues and 50-minute delays on M25 in Essex. COVID protocols faced by travelers forced to quarantine in airport hotels for up to 1,500. Mother shares heartbreaking snap of daughter, 12, who's been left nearly bald. This morning viewers blessed fitness influencer who has flown from Britain to Dubai who says, neighbors launch DIY so-style plan to help family whose home exploded. Asda a new look accused of stealing small British family-run brand's design. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. The tragic legacy of the Arab Spring. South Africa accuses wealthy nations of hoarding vaccines, as study warns of economic toll of unequal access. Mexico's pandemic policy, no police, no curfews, no fines, no regrets. Iran, Biden won't have infinite time to rejoin nuclear deal. Clashes in India's capital as protesting farmers enter Delhi in fresh challenge to Modi. Relative of virus victim asks to meet WHO experts in Wuhan. Tokyo Olympic Q&A, officials try to explain how games happen. Official, troops withdraw from home of Uganda's Bobi Wine. Beijing wiped out a democracy camp in Hong Kong, now it's replacing its friends. Indonesia detains Iranian, Chinese crews of seized tankers. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live news. Germany backs limits on EU vaccine exports. South African president decries vaccine nationalism. UK sells arms to nearly 80% of countries under restrictions, says report. Facebook is bombarding right-wing users with ads for combat gear. See for yourself. Igor Vamos. Remote workers are flocking to Hawaii, but is that good for the islands? Kyrgyzstan ballads, Okinawan folk, Ugandan hymns, the album rewriting global music history. Violent clashes as Indian farmers storm Delhi's Red Fort. God of the Piano review, icy family drama is a virtuoso debut. Basta, after a year in MLR with New York, I'd had enough, but I'll watch season 4. Sebastian Cray. You can teach an old dog new words, researchers find. Avril Haines' unusual backstory makes her an unlikely chief of U.S. intelligence. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Biden's COVID relief package presents first test of his deal-making skills. Tornado leaves several injured, homes damaged in Alabama. Biden walking a high wire with Russia ahead of Putin call. Twitter permanently bans MyPillow CEO. Epstein's ex-girlfriend seeks dismissal of charges she faces. Under Biden, China faces renewed trade pressure. Utility to pay $2 billion settlement in deadly 2018 California fire. One dead after car strikes multiple pedestrians in Portland, Oregon. Capitol riot latest, man accused of stealing documents from McConnell's desk charged. Live, ABC News Live. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID, Dutch curfew riots rage for third night. Tractor rally, Indian farmers breach Delhi's Red Fort in huge protest. Coronavirus, EU to tighten vaccine exports amid row with AstraZeneca. Coronavirus, Carlos Slim, Latin America's richest man, tests positive. Australia Day, thousands defy COVID rules in Invasion Day protests. Coronavirus, seafarers stuck at sea, a humanitarian crisis. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the Trump defender, enters political race. COVID vaccines, casino boss resigns after jumping queue. Harvey Weinstein, court agrees $17 payout for accusers. House delivers impeachment charge against Trump. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. AP Top Stories January 26. A driver hits at least 6 people in Portland, 1 dead. These bugs have been underground for 17 years. This year, they'll resurface in 15 states. Tornado causes significant damage in Alabama City. Coronavirus updates. Texas cases, hospitalizations remain at all-time highs. Alaska sets pace for vaccine administration. 420,000 U.S. deaths. Student-run free grocery store helps feed town. A 410-year-old Pacific yew tree, possibly oldest of its kind in U.S., falls in Washington state. It was its time. Today in history for January 26. Coronavirus updates. Joe Biden aims for 1.5 million daily vaccine doses. Minnesota reports first U.S. case of Brazil variant. CDC studies NFL players. In California, state lifts stay-at-home orders for all regions. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Cold spell grips Southland, more rain on the way. California will prioritize COVID-19 vaccine by age, not occupation, in next rounds. Hail falls in Pasadena as cold spell grips Southland. 5 places reopening after California's stay-home order lifted. LA officials say they're working to make 2020 violence an anomaly, but relief remains elusive. Helicopter safety bill pushed on eve of Kobe Bryant crash anniversary. San Francisco to resume out-the-door dining, but travel quarantine remains in effect. California officials say unemployment fraud now totals more than $11 billion. From restaurants to hair salons, what you need to know as LA County lifts stay-at-home COVID-19 rules. 2 murderers in state prison and other inmates scammed state jobless benefits, DA says. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, January 26, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Tractor rally, India farmers clash with police in massive protest. Thousands march in Australia for Indigenous recognition. Solar power now cheapest way to add electricity in many markets, and getting cheaper. Solar's advantage continues to grow, even without subsidies or environmental initiatives. More than 100 notable personalities across the globe, including members of European Parliament, urged Joe Biden to tackle climate change immediately. Taiwan reports large incursion by Chinese warplanes for second day. World stands to witness greatest rise in inequality since record-keeping began. Extreme inequality. Tibetan monk dies after beatings, torture in Chinese prison. Puerto Rico has declared a state of emergency over its deep-rooted problem of violence against women, creating new measures that activists have demanded for years to battle a deadly tide. The U.S. territory sustains high levels of violence that on average results in one woman's death per week. Wealthy couple charged for flying north to take vaccine meant for First Nation. The pandemic destroyed 225 million jobs worldwide, but billionaires got richer, reports find. COVID strain in South Africa shows huge resistance to antibodies from original virus. Protesters block trucks at Hamilton shipping firm, want Canada to stop selling arms to Yemen. The transportation company ships light armored vehicles to Saudi Arabia, aiding the brutal Saudi-led war in Yemen, which has killed almost 250,000 people, says the group. Calls for Bolsonaro's impeachment intensify. Canadian mogul fined after getting COVID vaccine meant for Indigenous residents. Scotland is heading towards independence from the UK thanks to Boris Johnson and Brexit. The next headlines are from Forbes. Twitter permanently bans MyPillow CEO amid his continued assertions of voter fraud. The hidden nuclear policy the new U.S. administration needs to tackle. Meet Ruka, the hair brand creating personalized extensions to match black women's hair textures. College enrollment shrank in fall 2020, but not everywhere. Pizza Hut jumps on the fastest growing trend in pizza with new Detroit-style offerings. Aaron Nesmith is making steady improvements for the Boston Celtics. Deloitte report, Bundesliga COVID-19 restart limited financial impact. WWE Raw results, winners, news and notes on January 25, 2021. Kyrie Irving pays tribute to Kobe Bryant before Nets win. 2020 was far and away Blackpink's biggest year yet on the Hot 100. The next headlines are from Nature.com. 7 technologies to watch in 2021. Famed Chinese immunologist cleared of plagiarism and fraud. A molecular handbook for human development. Daily briefing, retracted COVID papers are still being cited. The problem is greater than it's ever been, U.S. universities urge to invest in mental health resources. My 2020 as an alien PhD student in New York. Meteorites, a story written across light years down the barrel of a microscope. Found at last, the sapling fort where native Alaskans made a stand. The bird librarian. The moon that made Saturn a pushover. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,681,898,218 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Into the Darkness, Silent Forest win top honors at Hybrid Goa Film Festival. Asia Argento, Golshift Hefe Rahani, Gaspar Noé head voice cast of animation Shurko exclusive. Disney Plus Hotstar eyeing up launch in Malaysia, report. Fox picks up Canadian legal drama Digstown from Entertainment One. Duxville Art Service acquired by Hong Kong's Lightning International exclusive. Disney scoops Beta Films Dead Mountain and Berlin Ale series market player alive and kicking in Germany exclusive. Birgit Larson portrays lonesome female wolf with burning desire to express herself in Rotterdam's Grit exclusive. Song Yu-young, Korean actress, dies at 26. Beach House Pictures targets Japan, China expansion. Richard Lewis will not appear in Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 11. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. McConnell relents on Senate filibuster stalemate. The pandemic made their love long distance, from just a few miles apart. Deaths of despair, how the pandemic may be fueling lethal drug overdoses. Anti-curfew protests flare up in the Netherlands. A new coronavirus variant from Brazil is found in Minnesota. Gorilla gets monoclonal antibody therapy for COVID-19. Janet Yellen confirmed by Senate, making history as first female Treasury Secretary. Uganda security forces ordered to stop detention of losing presidential candidate. South Dakota health leader on how the state has gotten its vaccine out. Everything broke, global health leaders on what went wrong in the pandemic. The following headlines are from The Week. Democrats are getting Chuck Grassley-eyed. Sarah Huckabee Sanders' shameless campaign for governor. Biden's reverse triangulation. Late-night hosts explain why Senate Republicans should convict Trump, mock Rudy Giuliani's legal mess. In this melodious neighborhood, residents sing together from their front lawns, every night. Riots continue in the Netherlands over COVID-19 curfew. Driver in Portland arrested after running down pedestrians, cyclists, killing at least one. Biden expected to soon announce executive actions to combat climate change. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Let the Lord sort them explores the rise, fall, and lingering trauma of the death penalty in Texas. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Astronomers hope to see evidence of dark matter particles inside Betelgeuse, no luck. Tree rings reveal 1,000 years of solar activity. Why do planetary nebulae look the way they do? There are 7 rocky planets in the TRAPPIST-1 system and they're surprisingly similar. Lightweight iodine thruster could help solve space junk problem. An active galaxy that erupts predictably every 114 days or so. A new idea to harness energy from black holes. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, January 26th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Hear the strange music of distant planetary system Toy 178. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. Italian Prime Minister Conte to resign. Former DNC head Perez taking a look at Maryland governor bid. Survivor-style campaigning comes to New York's race for mayor. McCarthy claws his way back to Trump's good side. Wall Street shrugs at Washington's debt pile-up. Biden open to breaking his immigration bill into pieces. Twitter bans MyPillow CEO. McConnell agrees to allow Senate power sharing to move forward. Trump sends a message to Senate Republicans ahead of his trial. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Remain vigilant, out-of-control fire burns through South Coast National Park. Stars out as Sixers claim BBL top spot. Target time and Super Quiz, Wednesday, January 27th. Australian shares tipped to outperform globals in 2021. Fund managers find sweet spots despite volatile market. Regional property price rises set to continue. Shedding light on aged care refundable accommodation deposits. Quick guide to travel as we move toward post-COVID era. Has COVID-19 ruined your retirement plans? Our reluctance to spend may stunt government recovery plans. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. I got my COVID-19 vaccination. Now what? Can I get on a plane or visit my family? Do I still need to wear my mask? Outside the box, 5 tax-related policies Biden can push to help small businesses truly recover from COVID-19. Market Extra, as day traders make wild options bets in search of lottery-like payoffs in the stock market, some fear history is repeating itself. China's central bank chief struggles to answer question on Ant Financial IPO. European markets march higher as concerns continue over vaccine supplies and lockdowns. Kelley Blue Book Review, the 2021 BMW X5 has muscle and manners. NerdWallet, hotels are pushing elopement packages to market empty wedding spaces. NerdWallet, the 2 most important things about building credit. Next Avenue, so, when are you retiring? How workplaces are ignoring ageism. Is GameStop stock being manipulated by social media users or is it free speech? Legal experts weigh in. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Sanofi has chance to restore exclusive rights on insulin glargine in Russia, the pharma letter. Zolkim awarded 5 additional U.S. patents for payments and payment data in real estate transactions, PR Newswire. The release of first batch of guiding cases for administrative enforcement, guiding case number 4, patent administrative mediation, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. Subject matter eligibility at the EPO, Life Sciences, Intellectual Property, European Union, Mondac News alerts. In a first, game controller patent case kicks off on Zoom, Law 360. Robinson, I think Brett Favre told Aaron Rodgers not to trust Packers front office. Yahoo Sports NFL podcast, Yahoo Voices. Amarin expands cardiovascular risk reduction patent infringement lawsuit to include healthcare insurance provider, Globe Newswire. Federal Circuit Review, December 2020. Knob Martens, J.D. Supra. Should universities try to capture more value from their research? Knowledge at Wharton. Why COVID-19 won't kill cities, the Edwardsville Intelligencer. The next headlines are from Quartz. How do I keep my team engaged when the world is on fire? Elon Musk just bought $100 million in publicity for the carbon capture industry. How to make your home your happy place. Why an increase in U.S. unionization isn't a good sign. Sports fans, accept your streaming future. A CEO resigned after national security reviews threatened a space spec. What if I don't get my second COVID-19 vaccine dose on time? Online fashion brands are snatching up retailers hobbled by the pandemic. Xi Jinping sends a warning to the U.S. at Davos. How the rocket industry is solving its last-mile problem. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Court says there's nothing reasonably suspicious about the odor of marijuana in a state where marijuana is legal. Louisiana legislature approves tepid police reforms that won't do much to give the state better police. BMG, aggressive champion of copyright enforcement, accused of copyright infringement by Jehovah's Witnesses. South Carolina justices seem unimpressed by government's inability to honestly answer questions about forfeiture abuse. Google threatens to pull out of Australia entirely. Australians demand that it both stay and pay news orgs for giving them traffic. New interim FCC boss Jessica Rossen-Wersel will likely restore net neutrality, just not yet. Daily Deal, Blade Phone Conduction Speaker. Disingenuous, lying, whining, bloviating, insurrection encouraging Senator Josh Hawley given pages of major newspaper to explain how he's being silenced. Congressman asks House Education Committee to look at pre-crime program targeting Florida school kids. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this Daily News Headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Lakers vs. Cavaliers. Chicago weather. Finance. Patrick Leahy. Harriet Tubman. Freaks and Geeks. Email. California stay-at-home order. Khan Academy. Frank Lampard. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Irate farmers storm Delhi with tractors as tear gas deployed and internet cut off and scramble to defend Indian capital. Big Ben-sized space rock among 5 headed this way, as scientist proposes humans colonize asteroid belt itself. Russian skier Bolshunov apologizes for plowing into Finnish rival as lawyer claims star could face 2 years in jail over clash. Can US and EU break up big tech? RT's boom bust looks at attempts to curb Silicon Valley's power. West using Navalny to destabilize Russia by creating social upheaval and encouraging unrest, says Russian security chief Patrushev. Iranian American facing spy charges arrested after trying to jump bail and flee Iran. Rafael Nadal takes sly swipe at Novak Djokovic over propaganda as Australian Open quarantine row rages on. South Africa's President Ramaphosa blasts vaccine nationalism and urges rich countries to release hoarded doses. No way for border officers to validate if COVID tests are legitimate, UK Immigration Service warns. Twitter permanently bans Trump-supporting MyPillow CEO for repeated violations of election interference policy. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Another study shows, yet again, that lockdowns don't work. Here are all of Melvin Capital's crushed put positions. Iran and China caught red-handed in illicit oil transfer off Indonesia. U.S. to deploy B-1B Lancer strategic bombers to Norway for Arctic contention. Hollywood and film distributors shun new Khashoggi documentary due to Saudi money. Currency wars are back. Container ship bound for California loses 750 containers due to rough seas. EU drops recognition of Juan Guaido as Venezuela's interim president. China, blaming COVID, is erecting border walls with Myanmar and Vietnam. Hong Kong stocks soar on flood of Chinese money. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Puerto Rico declares state of emergency over gender violence. Pakistan to review controversial internet censorship rules. Is a Biden presidency good for women? Israel hails first official visit to Sudan as relations begin. Egypt's military dominates 10 years after revolution. Clashes break out in Tunisia after protester dies of injuries. Indian Muslim comic in jail for weeks for jokes he did not tell. Uganda ends house arrest of opposition leader Bobi Wine. Plight of Syrian refugees in Lebanon must not be ignored. Photos, farmers' protests overshadow India's Republic Day parade. The next headlines are from Breitbart. With Democrat path to nuclear option on filibuster closed, Senate leaders proceed on power-sharing agreement. Schumer, we can expand district, circuit courts to balance out GOP judges. Social media post attempts to show blackballing of Kaepernick was political, it fails. Trump establishes office of the former president in Florida. China building border walls along boundaries with Vietnam, Myanmar. Rule by decree, Joe Biden sets record for executive orders in first week. Rep. Tom McClintock, Joe Biden calls for unity while accepting vindictive impeachment of Trump. Raskin, impeachment is to protect the republic from Trump, prevent him from holding federal office in the future. Senate confirms Janet Yellen as first female Treasury Secretary. House submits Trump impeachment article to Senate, trial to begin in 2 weeks. The next headlines are from UPI News. Zoo offers to name roaches, rats after patron's ex-lovers. Arkansas woman's accidental lottery purchase earns $1 million jackpot. Watch, Arizona family reunited with cat lost for months in Oregon. Look, hawk rescued from front grille of vehicle in Michigan. Watch, U.S. Navy band gives Taylor Swift the sea shanty treatment. Watch, wedding ring found in septic truck returned to owner. Watch, GoPro camera recovered after 6 years underwater in Hawaii. Watch, man catches 54 pieces of popcorn in his mouth in 1 minute. Watch, skier chased by bear at Romanian resort. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 6 strange jobs from around the world. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. What's the key to raising confident kids? Here's what the majority of parents say. Man regains sight and sees his family again after becoming first person ever to receive an artificial cornea. Little boy's stuffed Bambi rescued from frozen canal, they didn't think people would care. You should not be eating late at night, here's why and how you can avoid it. This may be Earth's oldest rock, but it was collected on the moon. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, January 26th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. No Time to Die reshoots required for James Bond's now out-of-date product placements. A Canadian casino CEO flies to remote northern community and claims to be a new employee at local motel to get COVID-19 vaccine is arrested when he asked for a ride to the airport after getting the shot. FBI was warned about the Capitol riot weeks before. Deactivation of flash cripples Chinese railroad for a day. Joe Exotic now wants President Biden to pardon him. Man tried to smuggle chameleons in socks and empty ice cream tubs. Rolling Stone seeks thought leaders willing to pay $2,000 to write for them. Facebook labels Devil's Dog as hate speech in error. Company seeking paid candyologists to taste test candy. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Uber expands its low-emission ride options to 1,400 more North American cities. 3 reasons why almost every VC investor passed on Zoom. It's happening. World's biggest diesel factory pivots to electric motors. This nearly inexplicable exoplanet has the density of cotton candy. The future of U.S. government vehicles is electric. Signal is drama-free for now, but it should prepare for the worst. Birdwatch is Twitter's new community-based fact-checker. How AI can make the world more fair for gifted kids. Google Maps is adding COVID-19 vaccine sites. Maker of Sophia the robot plans to sell droids to people seeking company during COVID. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Increasing ocean temperature threatens Greenland's ice sheet. Domino effects and synchrony in seizure initiation. Newly discovered subset of brain cells fight inflammation with instructions from the gut. Promising way to find new cancer drugs. Immune cells found in the brain are behind the depression experienced in inflammation. The surprises of color evolution. Watching decision-making in the brain. Cheops finds unique planetary system. What's in a name? A new class of superconductors. NASA's Roman mission will probe galaxy's core for hot Jupiters, brown dwarfs. The next headlines are from Information Week. Weighing doubts of transformation in the face of the future. 4 career questions every IT professional should ask. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, January 26th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Winter storm causes crashes and closes I-15 in southwestern Utah. Troy Williams, Mitt Romney can help find common ground on protecting LGBTQ Americans from discrimination. Utah lawmaker hospitalized with COVID-19, while others report positive tests. This Utah respiratory therapist died of COVID-19 in the hospital where he helped save newborns for decades. Freshman Utah Reps Blakemore named to Armed Services Committee, Burgess Owens to Judiciary. University of Utah spent $95M to fund athletics in 2019 to 2020 school year. Road rage shooting brings traffic to a halt on I-15. Bagley cartoon, axing for a friend. 1 in 5 of Utah's COVID-19 deaths has happened since the beginning of 2021. The three-pointers get the headlines, but Utah Jazz say defense is an even bigger reason for their winning streak. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Apple shuffles hardware execs to make room for a mysterious new project. Simulating 800,000 years of California earthquake history to pinpoint risks. Bad news for land speed record fans as Bloodhound goes up for sale. Moderna vaccine appears to work against variants. Vancouver Seaplane Company to resume test flights with electric plane. Google says it may have found a privacy-friendly substitute to cookies. Hacker leaks data of 2.28 million dating site users. Browser makers launch new project for writing documentation for web APIs. Apple Watch Series 7 rumored to feature blood glucose monitoring. Piston 2.1 is blowing past Python 3 performance. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Multiple investigations looking into Jefferson County school bus crash. Sister of woman killed in Spanish Lake says St. Louis not safe to raise a family. You paid for it, city leaders scrambling to address bloodshed in the streets. Washington University physician discusses getting vaccine. Religious groups hope to dispel COVID vaccination disinformation in minority communities. Missouri senators discuss police reform, consequences of protesters. Strong Midwest winter storm system brings only rain to St. Louis, here's why. Retired Budweiser ad exec surprised by Brewers' decision not to air Super Bowl ads. St. Charles mayor drops the hammer on Main Street with restrictions. When will everyone have access to COVID vaccine? Biden says this spring. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. It's about time. Salons, barbershops rejoice at chance to open once again. Photos, the first dogs are home. Champ and Major arrive at the White House. Senate Republican leader McConnell offers support for power-sharing deal with Democrats. San Diego restaurants resume outdoor dining 7 weeks after shutdown. 4 firefighters injured in blaze at South Bay retail building. Winter storms effects felt throughout San Diego County. Criminal rings loot billions in state's jobless funds. It's working. Boom system set up in Tijuana stops piles of trash from flowing into California. Gloria signs executive order capping restaurant delivery fees. San Diego Zoo, Safari Park to reopen this weekend. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Market report, investors' limitless risk appetite. Recent triggers in SPY, QQQ suggest U.S. markets may enter rally phase. Investing.com. 2022 Kia Sportage speculatively rendered after latest SPY shots. How to stop Facebook from tracking your activity outside of the app. Hidden camera footage shows care workers drag distressed dementia sufferer across room. Former police officer acquitted of libeling Spain's spy chief. Disturbing moment, care home staff drag pensioner, 85, across room. Russian spy agencies warn of U.S. cyber retaliation. IT Pro. Vladimir Putin's regime is on the skids. OPM reports rising job satisfaction and NNSA hiring 2K nuclear security professionals, clearance jobs. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Elbit Systems secures $172 million contract for light tanks. New Chinese 155mm self-propelled howitzer spotted on public roads. Israeli F-35 stealth fighter spotted in Lebanese airspace. Sikorsky Boeing team releases details of its revolutionary helicopter. Royal Air Force awards contract to Spirit Aerosystems for uncrewed fighter jet. South Korea develops new armored command vehicle. Russia develops next-generation heavy interceptor. Wreckage of Russia's new missile was found in Syria. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Gang Chen's case should be the end of the Department of Justice's China initiative. China's C-919 jet ready for delivery, and competition with Boeing and Airbus. Biden administration says Taiwan commitment rock solid after Beijing sends warplanes. Under lockdown, people in Jilin fear dying of hunger before coronavirus. Xi Jinping visits Winter Olympic venues, urges greater perfection. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Bay Area business owners cautiously optimistic after stay-at-home orders lifted. Investigation underway after Bay Area hospital gives teachers COVID vaccine. California stay-at-home order lifted. Hawaii man survives lightning strike, then beats COVID-19. Here's how San Jose's independent police auditor role is expanding. Hawaii lab detects COVID-19 variant linked to California outbreaks. GoPro found after 6 years at the bottom of Honolulu Ocean. Target employees to receive $500 plus pandemic bonus. Palo Alto woman allegedly questioned man's immigration status, then attacked him with laptop. Hackers stole over $11 billion in unemployment benefits from California. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Streetscape project could cause Frida exhibit headaches in Glen Ellen. Woodstock's Groundhog Day set with scaled-back schedule for coming weekend. More now eligible for COVID-19 vaccine, but when can they get it? Children escape Aurora fire, but mother killed. Man, 2 boys charged in Lake in the Hills home invasion. Former Sears store demolished at Fox Valley Mall. Trump impeachment goes to Senate, testing his sway over GOP. Man goes missing from Batavia. Snow could delay Tuesday delivery. Snow day won't grant reprieve for students in remote learning era. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Snow flurries expected in Seattle Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, Lebanon, the Republic of North Macedonia, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1321. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, January 26th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Is it time for a new policy toward North Korea? A Cypher Brief Debate. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. No fog this morning, sunshine is on the way. Stopping youth gun violence through a free jiu-jitsu program. Video shows suspect accused of sexually assaulting teenager attacking innocent man in court. Father of 5 killed in confrontation with teens over daughter's cyberbullying, family says. Charge dropped against Harris County public health doctor accused of stealing COVID-19 vaccine doses. Metro driver helps reunite missing North Houston man with autism with family. 5 new women take on the OGs from Ed James on The Bachelor. 29-year-old shot and killed while sitting in car in random in Houston shooting, HPD says. Galveston Coast COVID-19 vaccine registration fills up as soon as it opened Monday. Houston mayor weighs in on those Deshaun Watson trade rumors. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Government decree saves Italy from Olympic suspension. Singer J-Jo hits back at groundless rumors of a love child. Estonia's new government sworn in with first ever female PM. Iran sentences brother of senior vice president to 2 years. Germany, Merkel aide floats long suspension to debt rule. Italy's Conte to resign, seek not to form new coalition. South African Muslim group safely buries its virus dead. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. The Uptown Finale, a seamless guide to the UES. Schumer confident about Hudson River Tunnel project, congestion pricing. Hedge fund CEO who paid Jeffrey Epstein $150 million announces retirement. Coronavirus updates, as vaccine supply evaporates, NYC banks on an uncertain Hail Mary. Former Chris Christie aide behind time first on traffic problems Bridgegate email is running for office. Extra extra, everything bagel ice cream, yes or no? Man in NJ federal prison dies from COVID after being denied compassionate release. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Partygoers fined for attending pandemic basement rager in Queens with high levels of carbon monoxide. Early edition, it's like a normal concert, but everyone's inside their own bubble. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Moderate earthquake 5 mag, south of the Fiji Islands. Minor earthquake 2.96 mag, 27 kilometers WSW of Carlsbad, CA. Moderate earthquake, 5.1 mag has occurred near Lada in Solomon Islands. Light earthquake, 4.6 mag was detected near Turd in Mongolia. Minor earthquake, 2.8 mag was detected near Stanley in Idaho. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag has occurred near Turd in Mongolia. Moderate earthquake, 5.4 mag strikes near Panguna in Papua New Guinea. Light earthquake, 4.2 mag strikes near Arija in Chile. Light earthquake, M4.2 quake has struck near Turd in Mongolia. Light earthquake 4.4 mag, 190 kilometers north by northeast off Los Palos, Timor-Leste. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Poor lives matter, but less. Feminist movements continue to battle culture of impunity in Egypt. Closing the gap between developed and developing countries, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Inclusive and equitable education in the Pacific. Volunteerism in the decade of action. Q&A, why survivors should be at the center of discussions on genocide and gender violence. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. This is ME, rioters flaunt involvement in Capitol siege. Rumor alert, did the Trumps fire White House usher Timothy Harth? Trump impeachment goes to Senate, testing his sway over GOP. Did Budweiser announce plan to opt out of Super Bowl ads in 2021? Impeachment after leaving office, Rome put a Pope's corpse on trial. Why does it take longer to fly from east to west? Did Biden temporarily freeze Trump rule lowering insulin, EpiPen prices? Did Biden's exec order say schools should include transgender athletes in girls' sports? Did Hank Aaron die from COVID-19 vaccination? Are these VHS tapes rare and worth big money? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The Sinaloa cartel is setting up front operations to hijack Mexico's new legal pot market. Can shapewear survive in the sweatpants era? When The Rock and a porn star tried to save the world. Here's why it will be hard to ramp up COVID vax production. Elvis, Shady Cops, and the Mob, My Dark Journey to Find a Killer. Comedian Sam Morrill on challenging Hollywood's woke police. COVID bill could finally fix wage discrimination for people with disabilities. The sick logic of Farrakhan's anti-vaccination death plan. Not even 1 week in, and Biden's already pissing me off. Josh Hawley, could you stop your whining for 5 seconds? The next headlines are from the New York Post. 4 young girls arrested for murder of 15-year-old at Louisiana Walmart. Bodycam video shows Arizona police officer fatally shoot armed man holding his baby. LeBron James scores 46 points to beat Cavaliers in return to Cleveland. Nuggets Jamal Murray ejected for hitting Tim Hardaway Jr. in the groin. Accused Capitol rioter from NY identified thanks to varsity jacket. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Listen, 5 planets resonate to a fascinating rhythm. Why the recent signal that appeared to come from Proxima Centauri almost certainly didn't. Watch windy weather forces SpaceX to scrub Monday's SM-9 test flight. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Merck drops 2 unpromising COVID-19 vaccines. Major winter storm threatens Midwest with heavy snow. White House addresses confusion over coronavirus vaccine supply. Atmospheric rivers set to dump massive amounts of rain over California. Health officials monitor COVID mutations as U.S. cases appear to level off. Winter storms threaten nearly 110 million from coast to coast. Race to roll out vaccine intensifies as new COVID strains emerge. Debate rages over schools as patchwork COVID policies cause chaos. Dr. Anthony Fauci on Biden's coronavirus response and vaccinations. Rural Texas vaccine sites are still waiting for doses. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Biden veterans join Sean Donovan's NYC mayoral campaign. Cal Penn endorses Jimmy Van Bramer for Queensboro president. Driver purposely slams into pedestrians in Portland, Oregon, killing 1 and injuring 5. What to expect from final NTSB report at 1-year anniversary mark for Kobe Bryant's deadly helicopter crash. House delivers impeachment charge to the Senate, putting ex-president's control of GOP to the test. Black family sues Colorado Police Department after being wrongly held at gunpoint. Godiva to close all store locations in the United States and Canada. Biden paints rosy picture of vaccine rollout while NY leaders knock woeful supply. Senate confirms Janet Yellen as first woman Treasury Secretary. More than 70% of New York healthcare workers received COVID vaccine, Cuomo says state supply still week to week. The following headlines are from military.com. D.C. Guard chief deeply troubled after nearly 200 troops test positive for COVID-19. Taiwan now the flashpoint for Biden administration's China policy, Flournoy says. National Guard has no plans to investigate leaked photos of troops in parking garage. To defeat enemy drone swarms, troops may have to take a backseat to machines, General says. Futuristic Defiant X in running to become Army's future long-range assault helicopter. Lawmaker calls for hearing on why National Guard troops ordered out of capital. Greece, France signed $2.8 billion fighter jet deal. Ex-VA doctor who misdiagnosed patient sentenced to prison. 5 days into presidency, Biden overturns effective ban on transgender military service. Afghanistan veteran named as Pentagon's COVID-19 coordinator. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago's 10 largest snowfalls since 1886, and how the Tribune covered them. Feds investigating Pritzker EPA for approving new scrap shredder on Chicago's heavily polluted southeast side. Chicago weather live updates. Snow hits area as biggest winter storm in 2 years moves in. Kyle and Wendy Rittenhouse focused on social media comments as teen asked for a lawyer and did not answer cops' questions, new video shows. 4 to 8 inches forecast overnight for Chicago's northern neighborhoods and near the lake as biggest snowstorm in 2 years hits. Kyle Rittenhouse police interview video. Coronavirus in Illinois updates. Retail pharmacies in suburban Cook County now scheduling vaccine appointments. 2,944 new COVID-19 cases and 49 more deaths reported. Chicago alderman advance settlement in 2015 police traffic stop shooting. Mayor Lori Lightfoot unveils plan to send more COVID-19 vaccines to Black and Latino neighborhoods. 8 more cases of highly contagious coronavirus variant identified in Illinois. The following headlines are from phys.org. Lion cub Simba born in Singapore via artificial insemination. How did Florida fail to respond to a coral disease epizootic and what's to follow? Study sheds new light on the behavior of the giant carnivorous Tyrannosaurus Spinosaurus. Inequality in medieval Cambridge was recorded on the bones of its residents. Gorilla treated with antibodies recovering from COVID, says U.S. Zoo. Storm blankets Midwest with heavy snow, travel disruptions. Simulating 800,000 years of California earthquake history to pinpoint risks. Weather affects composition, numbers of tiny estuarial phytoplankton. Biologists unravel full sequence of DNA repair mechanism. Biologists show for the first time that mosses have a mechanism to protect them against cold. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, January 26th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Are juries free from racial bias possible? The 7 best CBD tinctures. The 5 best CBD oils for dogs with arthritis. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Jizin holds big lead over Schifrin in first giant slalom run. Norway fines Grindr dating app $11.70 over privacy breach. Indonesia's confirmed coronavirus cases exceed 1 million. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes January 26, 2021, Ellen DeGeneres, let your creative imagination take over. Bridge, January 26, 2021. Word Game, January 26, 2021. Ask Amy, after 4 years he agreed to be my boyfriend, but it's not how I thought it would be. Harriet Cole, she says she has a secret lesbian crush, and I'm worried that it's me. Miss Manners, I found this wedding invitation offensive and I'm surprised my mother defended it. Dear Abby, he's the only man for me, and I'm thinking of leaving him. San Jose, Publix helps out in finding missing teen girls. Head-on crash east of Gilroy leaves 1 dead, 1 injured. Decision to change starting lineup pays off and more takeaways from Warriors win over Timberwolves. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. German police, man attacks people with knife in Frankfurt. Cybersecurity researchers find TikTok privacy vulnerability exposes users' data. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Texas encourages court to endorse risky, medically unnecessary abortion procedure. You are not alone. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Toddlers who use touchscreens may be more distractible. Can dogs rapidly learn words? Highly specific synaptic plasticity in addiction. No overall difference in concussion recovery time for male and female college athletes. Breakthrough design at UBCO vastly improves mechanical heart valve. Research shows people with high omega-3 index less likely to die from COVID-19. Preventing loneliness in children of depressed mothers may reduce adolescent suicidality. Transformations within reach, pathways to a sustainable and resilient world. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. New set of bobblehead figures honor Bears Super Bowl XX victory. Menu planner, you cannot resist beef top sirloin and potato kebabs. No bail for Chicago teen charged with carjacking in suburban Addison. Another big muskie on ice, caught while walleye fishing. 4 shot, 1 fatally, Monday in Chicago. Man, 81, missing from suburban Batavia. Armed robberies reported in Bronzeville. Bulls lose to Celtics in familiar fashion, leaving another bad taste. Man shot dead in Aurora. Horoscope for Tuesday, January 26, 2021. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. 7-year-old girl among victims in St. Louis double homicide near Slough campus. Missouri Dems expel lawmaker accused of sex with intern. St. Louis Blues sponsoring blood drive at Favaz's on the Hill this week. Missouri last in nation for COVID vaccine rollout, says CDC. Hartman, Missouri Republicans risk spreading COVID-19 because they can. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Best BBW dating sites plus size dating, 2021. Washtenaw County will no longer charge juveniles for low-level offenses. We need to treat kids like kids. Whitmer refuses to answer questions about state health director's resignation. Michigan man charged in Capitol insurrection among the most violent rioters, prosecutors say. Problematic fave Chick-fil-A will open new Metro Detroit locations this week. Michigan Restaurant Association calls for vaccine prioritization for hospitality workers. Greenhouse of Walled Lake gave 2,000 plus joints to people who received COVID-19 vaccine. Innovative program helps restaurants and the hungry in Jackson. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Young Deji brings a Leaf TX to the world. Hidalgo announces county vaccine waitlist and Turner talks second doses as bumpy rollout continues. 4 teams to whom the Texans absolutely cannot trade Deshaun Watson. The Book of Magdalene premieres at Main Street Theater in a time of trauma. Houston Sauce Company has plans to expand the vegan world in Houston and beyond. Waxwork Records to release monster-sized Godzilla film soundtracks box set. It's time for fan conventions to ban MAGA. These Houston restaurants are offering romantic takeout options this Valentine's Day. This week in Houston food events, epic anniversary dinners at 2 of Houston's finest spots. Alexandria sat on the particular brilliance of a garden of peace. The next headlines are about world records making news. Puppy love comes with a world record $11,000 price tag, the Canberra Times. Forget Peterson, Gower, my runs, Joe Root can break Sachin Tendulkar's world record, England legend Geoffrey Boycott, Hindustan Times. BC boy sets Guinness World Record with Jenga blocks, CBC Ka. Navy veteran Mike McCaskill sets world record for the longest full-body contact with ice, PR Underground. BC boy sets world record for Jenga stack, CTV News Vancouver. Watch, California dog duo set world record for most tricks performed by 2 dogs in 60 seconds, People. Del Monte $20 sets $396,000 world record in banknote errors, CoinNews.net. This Lego Lord of the Rings display is a Guinness World Record holder, Brick Fanatics. Strong woman Jessica Fitton smashed a 100-kilogram women's block press world record, bar bend. Salmon arm boy breaks Guinness World Record for towering Jenga stack, Salmon arm news, Castanet.net. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Lego Video lets kids direct and shoot their own music videos using their brick building skills. MyPillow CEO banned from Twitter for claiming Trump won 2020 election. Wacom's cheapest tablet now supports Chromebooks for aspiring artists on a budget. Alexa can now proactively act on hunches on its own. Twitter launches Birdwatch, a community to help moderate misinformation. A Telegram bot is selling stolen Facebook user info for $20 a pop. A methane sea on Saturn's moon Titan could be over 1,000 feet deep. Wi-Fi down again? Drop the dropped connections and upgrade to the best Wi-Fi router. Grab your plumber's cap for today's top Nintendo Switch deals. Gray whales off Baja California are dying en masse, and scientists don't know why. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Birdsville Airport in Australia at 111.02 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ekayachchayu in Russia at minus 69.7 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 56.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Not just MagSafe, Apple reminds users not to hold iPhones near pacemakers. Deactivation of Flash may have crippled Chinese railroad for a day, updated. AT&T may keep majority ownership of DirecTV as it closes in on final deal. Bad news for land speed record fans as Bloodhound goes up for sale. How Final Fantasy VI Remake legitimizes sexuality and gender identity. Apple doubles down on Fitness Plus with new Time to Walk Apple Watch content. SpaceX now set to launch its next Starship prototype Tuesday, updated. I cannot tell you how much vaccine we have, new CDC head says. The secret to this $5,000 electric motorcycle is a cast aluminum frame. Google Maps will soon show COVID vaccine locations. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Tom Cotton's Army Ranger lies go back at least 8 years. Sarah Sanders' lies were worse than originally reported, here's how she got away with them. Department of Justice opens new investigation into Trump's effort to overturn the election results. Expert explains why you pay more taxes than corporations, and the people who own them. GOP operatives are sending out clear signals about the next attack on democracy. Former Mueller prosecutor reveals gaps in the Trump pardons that could come back to bite them. A former insider explains how the Senate became a threat to American democracy. McConnell and Schumer face demands to remove seditious senators from Trump impeachment trial. Joe Biden could curb right-wing extremism with one weird trick. The definition of disgraced, historian seals Trump's fate as impeachment article presented. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The Senate has used the filibuster to block civil rights bills for decades. That's another reason for Dems to ditch it. The Senate filibuster has already been abolished. Earth has lost more than 28 trillion tons of ice since 1994. Biden administration revives effort to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Lunchtime photo. Rob Portman is retiring because of Senate dysfunction he spent years supporting. America is in better shape than everyone seems to think. Raw data, poverty in the U.S. Biden reverses Trump's transgender military ban. Coronavirus growth in Western countries, January 24 update. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Did an alien life form do a drive-by of our solar system in 2017? The New York Times. 25 News, Opinion, and Analysis, The New Yorker. Central Intelligence Agency begins declassifying UFO documents as stipulated by $2.3 trillion COVID bill, NBC 15 WPMI. Tudyk stars as extraterrestrial on Resident Alien Arts and Entertainment GazetteExtra.com, Gazette Extra. Fox's production rose to occasion as Bucks reached Super Bowl, The Athletic. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Highly specific synaptic plasticity in addiction, uric alert. Full text, minocycline for controlling neuropathic pain, a systematic narrative RJPR, Dove Medical Press. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, January 26, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. About U.S. Fair Use Statement. True Strange News is a U.S.-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, Please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno@XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.